All right. First thing on my mind this week. Don't laugh. It's Tana and
That's the first
Don't
one.
laugh. No.
But me too, I get it.
Tana and Cody Co. and the canceled podcast and all of it I want to discuss because I had been watching the canceled podcast up until a point, and then we had Puppy Pride this weekend. I put my paws up. And then after Puppy Pride, I was going on TikTok. The first one was Brooke being like, I love her so much, but she's like a gloss donut every time she records. She's like, guys, I had a hard out, okay? No, I had a hard out. And it's not even like I literally left him. And I'm like, oh no, I know the bitches are coming for her for no reason. So I was like,
was it after Bobgate?
No. It was after Tana. So in the last episode, did you watch the last one?
Uh-huh.
Where she was like, oh guys, I have a hard out. And Tana was like, oh Brooke, this is actually perfect. You'll want to be gone for this anyway. And as a girl, as a listener, I shouldn't even say girl because we all get it. We all have the person that's like gonna ride for you forever. Like she's said even in that episode with Monson, she's like, yeah, I've cussed him out. I've called him a dirty old bag. But like, and you can't come back even when the friend makes nice. Like I'm always in that position. But she was like saying that about her, I felt. And it wasn't more of like that she didn't want to speak on the Cody Cove at all because she wanted like brand deals or not to be associated with something bad. And but I hope it got more people paying attention, and I feel like it did because after that it got like I've been seeing clips all
I've
over.
seen clips all over too.
And he has not said
a thing.
And I used to be, and for the longest, like until pretty recently, we like started watching him when we all became friends, and we were like, and it was during the like that's cringe and all the stuff was like very new, and before they had the podcast. And so then Jen and I got in the habit when we started dating of watching his little like videos when we would do our face routines at night. It's just like mindless. Some of them we're not even laughing, but we're just like, he seems like such a sweet guy, which I think is like 80% of the draw for him now is that he's sweet and he has a really high production value. And one of those things just crumbled real big. I'm just thinking about it like, okay, so basically it's made me in our lives think about all of the hookups, and we kind of touched on it this weekend in the car a little bit, but like, so the way that she talks about it is my life was so traumatic at 17 that this interaction is, first of all, one of so many that she was having at that time. And she's like, what, a year in my age difference lets half of the men off and half of them have to be held accountable when it was just several months if you really think about it. And absolutely true. But
well, I mean, like I think we talked about this too, where I said that when I was that age, I didn't think anything of her like hooking up with older guys.
No, and we were like in our early 20s and even now, at that age ourselves. Yeah.
And then now I look back and I'm like, ooh, oh my God. Like they were so like close to our age now, hooking up with like 16,
that's the perspective
17.
changer, is becoming the older person. Like I remember we have a close friend that when we were in high school, and this has happened to all of us personally, but like thinking about her situation, it was so cool and edgy because when you're the younger party, you do feel like, because you have literally no way of knowing that the way that your brain will grow and the way that the world operates and works, like no matter how educated, experienced, whatever you are, traumatized, like you literally don't know until you're that age what you will think and feel. But when you're 17, you think you know everything, and you feel like, oh, I'm just like, I ride with an older crowd because that's
like
what
crazy.
Yeah, I'm crazy, or I've had enough trauma to where like I can keep up, or like it's cool. And it's like, it's literally never cool. The older girls that were giving you dirty looks were probably more worried about you. Okay, and this is where it like crosses over into personal life stuff. Is I'm like, so maybe the exact moment isn't one that she would like go to therapy and sit down and be like, this is one of my most traumatic moments. I really want to work through this. But after working through more of her trauma and like being more sober and being able to like reflect, to then go, hey, just because that wasn't the most affecting thing to me, and that doesn't mean that that wasn't fucked up. But now it's just this guy. And I feel like that's true for so many people.
Even if she considers it traumatic.
Yeah.
the fact that a man that age would do that with her.
Who knew better? She said Gabby Hanna pulled him aside and said
creepy.
she is 17 at MagCon or some bullshit.
I'm like, look at Gabby
We're in
Hanna
high
being
school.
A girl's girl.
Yeah, I was like, come on, quick. Because nobody, like, picks a creep. Nobody wants to, like, pursue or be perceived as cool from a freak. At least that you know of. Most of the time, like, as you get older, you, like, can look at people and be like, that guy's a fucking freak. He messes with younger girls. Like, I don't know.
I love the word freak.
Like, she can't even let herself feel bad for herself. She has to go, what if this happened to a close friend's daughter? What if this happened to someone that is 17? Like, it sucks.
Didn't she say something about, like, the fact that what's worse is that, like, people were everywhere not believing her?
Yeah, she was like, that's what made me realize I have to actually double down and speak on this, because if people don't believe me, she knows it's not going to affect her or Cody in any real tangible monetary way. But, like,
I mean, it would never.
If people aren't believing her, what hope did I have at 19 of being like, this guy that's going to a way better college than me, or like whatever?
No, and like you were saying, she probably wouldn't go to therapy for that specific incident, but it's just a microcosm of how people think of her. And like when she was 17, like, why did Cody think that she would be like the perfect, I'm sure he wasn't being like my perfect victim, but like, why did he feel so empowered to do that in front of all these people?
Yeah, it may not be malicious, but
mentioning how Gabby told him
that is
explicitly, and then choosing to still do it, is insane to me.
It's insane that people can hear a detail like that, because I feel like for all of us, we could hear her tell that story, and not only because we like her, but because we can resonate with her like situation, we would be like, oh yep, fully believe that, because that's happened this many times in our personal lives to us or people we know. But then to have like a concrete evidence of like, actually no, other adults, like older adults stepped in, other people like, and like he maybe wasn't thinking she comes from a troubled home. She's really fucking fucked up all the time. She's so messy. At that point, people are probably like, where's she even going to end up? Like, probably not super where she is now. So maybe he wasn't consciously thinking it, but I don't think that he would have gone for, this is such a stupid example, president's daughter. Like, he wouldn't go for somebody that has people looking out for them.
Yes.
And it's not just Cody, because
that's a whole other layer of creepiness to it.
Yes.
So like you're looking for like the most vulnerable.
The girl that just got skinny senior year, the girl that people think is gay.
Or that people like don't have any respect for. Like, Dan is such an easy target, because it's like, if people find out, they're going to be like, oh, well, she's a slut, so it really doesn't matter what age she was. Like,
well, she's a slut and he has a brand new family, and how dare you bring it up before his wedding? How dare you bring it up when he has a new baby? Poor Kelsey. And it's like, don't ever put his actions on her, but also she and the child don't exempt him from his comeuppance.
What's crazy is that I remember like knowing that this happened like that many years ago too.
Same, and I just was able to go,
like, what?
Oh, and that other little detail where she was like, yeah, it wasn't really blowing up a few months ago, but the video was out of her like talking about it on tour, and Cody texted her and was like,
I just saw that today. Say that.
I just got chills.
Cody texted her a couple months ago, let's say like January-ish, I think that was the time, and he's like, hey, are we good? Like, it sounded like a check-in text of like I don't know.
Checking to see if I'm good.
Yeah.
He said like that. Are you good? My wedding's coming up. I've been getting all this buzz. It's not like, but at the time, like she said, it wasn't
his wedding.
He was like, my wedding's coming up. Well, also what's interesting is they had such a private wedding, totally their place. But what people didn't talk about, and what Sarah filled me in on, like this is when my wheels started turning, and I was like looking up the videos of her talking about it however long ago, was he was the best man, and his close friend who was, I don't know, convicted or what, or an abuser, I don't know. And then he has the super private wedding where only certain photos are released. I'm like, I know that man was standing up there, because those kind of guys always ride for each other. And those were mistakes we made in our past. And now we're these loving people. We've donated so much to this charity and that charity. And I have a family and I have a super wholesome preschool teacher wife. And it's like, yeah, she's awesome, but you still suck. Like you, and I think it makes him suck more to me that he isn't even talking about it. He's just releasing every single day a video at lunchtime.
And they, like, apparently that's what he's always done. Like, no one's surprised by
this. He's never addressed drama.
He's not going to talk about it. He's not going to talk about it. Unless he has to, but I don't see it getting any bigger than it is right now, unfortunately.
He's so rich. He owns a publication company, so he produces all these podcasts.
I know.
And I'm going to say we might cut this because I don't know if I want the stands coming after me. If Brittany Broski
no, I do want to talk about her. I mean, we might as well.
Continues to have like that obsession and friendship with Cody after being pretty rude to Tana.
Yeah.
No, that was one of the people that like they weren't talking about with Trish even because they were like, we don't want to name her again.
Because I genuinely do like her.
Like, I think she's hilarious. I thought she was like a long lost best friend at one point, and now I'm like,
but I'm like now I'm resonating more with. Which, I mean, I've always loved Tana. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like I get her a lot more now. And what did she even say to her? I forgot. Like, my fans would roast
barbecue me. Yeah.
Something like that.
Put me on a spit or something. And it's like, first of all, why would you ever speak to someone like that? And I'm like, your fans came from people like that. And then these people have actually genuinely grown.
Because of people like that.
Yes.
It's a problem with, like, these people becoming, like, the representative of all of our, I don't know, like, we project so much on a Brittany Broski. Yeah. And now she's punished 10 times more than, like, people that really fucking suck. Not that we shouldn't criticize Brittany Broski because, like, she's been rubbing me the wrong way for months.
But it's almost like, do we have a little more control, or do we feel a little more control over her response because we know we're not getting one from him?
Totally.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to, like, transfer my anger, but I do feel it just naturally happening in any case. Like, the Leo Skeppy stuff, like, I was like, Teffy, girl.
With the Leo Skeppy thing especially, it's like, I'm so tired of influencers trying to tell us, like, what cancel culture is and is not, or like how we should use it. It's like, no, y'all are never going to win people over that way. Like, even if what you're saying makes sense, it's just not, like, you don't have your hand on the pulse of, like, actual real world problems. So,
which is, how do we, like, I've been thinking about that. Like, I saw a tweet or a post, like a million of them, and it's just like, oh, you start following these influencers because they're relatable. They're also a nurse making their lunches in the morning, but suddenly they're working from home. They're making 6 times your salary. They're no longer a nurse, and they're very pissed that their hair appointment got moved to the West Village. And it's like,
it's crazy to watch.
It's just, we're creating a unsustainable bubble, especially in a failing economy.
Well, I feel like it's like over the past few years it's changed so much because I don't feel like, I know that the YouTubers looking back now are insane.
Yeah.
But I don't remember like the high and mightiness of it all, really.
Yeah, I think that came with our generation of influencers.
But I think also just it became, because it was just YouTube. So I feel like it became so much more accessible with TikTok that it's like,
we're in your pocket now.
And like, so like everyone's attention span is like 0.5 seconds. And so like it's crazy.
Easier to say something pop off in your apartment while you're on your little walking pad or whatever, send it, put it out there, than it is to record it 3 to 5 business days later, edit it into something, and think, fuck, okay, I'm kind of over that emotion right now. Like, I don't really want to engage in that discourse, so I'm gonna cut it.
But it's like crazy to, like, Trish again, for example, like, she has not changed one time since she started. I mean, sure, like, maybe, like, mental health.
There was a time when we had our gloves on and we were like, it is a bit.
But she
is getting engagement.
She's had the same exact humor the whole time she's been online. I mean, so has Tana. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, even Shane kept his normal stuff the whole time, too.
It's their real life feeling.
Huh?
Sorry, his poopy shtick.
Hold on.
Oh no, let's transition because
because I've been even talking about this in depth for so long. Why is Rylan shitting all over the floor?
I saw about it. He goes, are they dropping out of his pants, or is he like pulling trout and going?
And also, this is gonna be so graphic. What is the texture?
Oh yeah.
Because like, is he just spraying?
Why am I
the
picturing
house,
like a Shih Tzu? Like it's like
a little
rabbit
pellet?
pellet.
Or is it like?
Oh wait, you should get Bunny and him at Ryland.
Or is it like a log? Or is it just like?
It cannot be liquid if it's around the home. That's foul. Also, you know who we need to talk to?
They have children.
They have children. They have housekeepers. They have nannies. They have maids. Because
Well, I wasn't saying the children could clean it up.
No, I just mean like they have other people orbiting that crate. When it was just them, I'm like, yeah, go be fucking insane.
Imagine what that house
smells like. Disgust. Is it the same one that they've been in when he was building it out? Do y'all remember like during the makeup where they were building that like workout shed where he would
Yes, and it was like a workout shed or an office.
Yes, and he would take or an office, and he would take the go-kart like, to the workout shed, and it's like, honey,
like podcast studio within 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Me when I'm in the garage.
And then it was like they were so intolerable that I was like, maybe I'll like shoot the shot with his sister, like Ryland's sister. I was like, maybe Morgan.
I did always love Morgan.
I watched her transformation video like days ago.
I really?
She's always well. Her and Garrett. I love Garrett. Well, Garrett's from here.
No.
Yeah. Did you not know that?
Mm-mm. He had a weird humor that felt like it was born here, but
I got this. God. I looked him up in
bleep that, but keep it in because that's so funny.
Oh my god, never mind.
Oh my god, never mind.
Well, because I listened to a podcast today where they told a scary fact that just reminded me of.
Okay, well you have to tell us now.
It's the fact. I mean,
is it about vapes?
You only get so many like heartbeats in your life, and that just really freaked me out because it's there goes one.
Oh, I'm gonna think about that tonight. I'm gonna count every one.
Ever since you've been born, you've been dying. Hate that. Like I just hate
that. Oh, she's raising the heart.
No, Virginia.
It's manifesting through. How I feel about this.
Yeah, I just lost a gobble. It's getting cold. It's getting cold. I heard that, and then I remember. I think it was like on Twitter, like when I was in high school, or it was on Facebook. I have tears. Or it was on Facebook, and it was like a post, and it said your heart, you only have however many heartbeats in a lifetime, and then someone gave like a number, and I tweeted it, and I said, ugh, can't believe I only have 2,852 beats per lifetime. Adderall is gonna speed my death. And someone was like, my friend who's now a doctor.
2,000's insanely low.
But you know the way that I read that.
That's a good day.
The way that I read that, no neurons were firing, nothing. And I was like, it is true that you only have
how many heartbeats a day you have.
Oh my god, I don't want to. Okay.
Well, there's also no.
Oh wait, maybe I don't want to know.
I can look it up.
You guys, this doesn't make logical sense, which I found out very ruthlessly from some friends, because they were like, Claire, you would have been dead day one. But like, there's no technical number that your heart can be because people live all different ages.
A healthy adult heart beats around 100,000 times a day.
You would have been dead in 5 minutes.
I said the way that I only get 2,000 beats a life, Adderall's taking my life.
So, my grandma.
Your dad or your mom?
She was my mom's mom. I guess still is.
Hey, don't get too no, and I'll cry. No, and I start crying. My spirits are always with me, and so. Okay, we'll get into it.
Mary Mason.
Yes.
Was the name, the stage name. And then she married my aunt's dad.
Okay.
Last name Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Who was this man?
Yeah.
She was 17 at the time of marriage. He was her high school bus driver.
How old was he? Because I've looked into bus driving during the pandemic, and it was not crazy restrictions.
I would probably say maybe like mid-20s. And then
I know Mama Mason wasn't having it.
That was literally what she called her grandmother. That was crazy.
Wait, am I channeling?
I feel Mama Mason tonight. That was her dad's mom.
Bring them out. They're here tonight.
Mama Mason, like 200 years old. He left. She already had my aunt. And then she married my grandpa. Mm. He had 9.5 fingers.
Dare I ask?
He hid it from my grandma on their first date, and she didn't see it for a long time.
Finger?
This one. And I used to wave at everyone in the passing by cars while he was driving me, going, ah.
I'm terrified to have children for that reason.
You know how I got cut off?
The war?
No. He was helping his dad saw some wood, and his dad was going like this, and he just sawed off my grandpa's finger, and so he just had a little nub. No, she married him after she found out about the finger, but I mean, she also had her clip-on ponytail fly off in a boat with him. So they were one and one.
And that doesn't. Yeah, that makes sense.
I used to wear that clip-in ponytail all the time, and then as she would tell us for the last 15 years of her life, he couldn't pay a $13 phone bill. And so she and him got divorced.
I'm sure your mom's childhood was so beautiful.
Yeah. My mom actually, she was like, my grandma used to pin her down to the floor and spoon feed her peanut butter as a punishment. And my mom was like, I never told her I liked peanut butter. And so she changed her last name back to Bible because, the Bible and Mary. I didn't do this. Okay. I would not hurt my community like that.
You were a child, so we wouldn't blame you.
That's true. But honestly, now I don't think there was any harm at all. Like, I thought that's so funny. And so me and my grandma used to walk through Walmart as always. We love going to the mart. She shit herself in there so many times.
You told me that when we went to get Christmas decorations.
Oh, yeah. When she made me walk behind her after she shit her pants because she didn't want anyone else to see.
Yeah.
So we were walking through... But we were walking at Walmart, and my grandma always carried this American flag little notepad. Very patriotic. She made me sing God Bless America in Dollar Tree when I was little. And so we're in Walmart, and she's writing a little note. I see her put the pad back in her purse and fold it up. Put it in the clothing section at Walmart. What'd that say? If you sag, you're a fag.
The fact you told me that y'all used to have to go down and put if you sag you're a fag in the men's jeans section of Walmart.
Yeah, it was always in the men's jeans.
Like, okay, the fact that she would put if you sag you're a fag and then go confidently shit herself down the Christmas aisle while your little brother's eye is glued the fuck shut.
That was my eye.
Oh shit, she cut your brother's.
I just had to tell that story at work the other day because they wanted a quirky story, so I told them about the time. I was like,
something?
My grandma Mary Bible was putting eye drops in my eyes, but guess what? Super glue. And then years later, when I became conscious of the fact that she glued my eyes shut, she started telling me, you bumped into me while I was putting on fake nails. And I went, how much fucking glue were you using to glue your grandson's eyes shut?
She sealed. She might have been applying lashes. That would have been a better story because Queen, you used super glue and it was the clean. Insert it. It's a clean.
But it was Halloween, so it kind of worked out.
Thank God. Always looking out.
So getting back to the culprit, Mary Bible. We flash forward a few years. It's my senior year of high school. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
My senior year of high school. It was my final performance on the ECS. Nope, I'm not saying the school name.
Wait, you were a senior in high school?
I was a senior in high school when this happened because it was my very last performance of Shrek the Musical as Papa Bear.
You looked so different. Insert picture.
I raised my furry fist.
You look so different from high school to then me knowing you. Like, I feel like I had a whisper of the girl I once was. You were
I had a different
tadpole to a frog. You literally, your toes were dangling in those silks.
I went from frog to turtle. Two totally different species.
You like, I don't know. The boy you were then is somewhere working in a magazine shop that smells like Funyuns.
That boy's dead.
He died wrestling in the dark corners
somewhere. And so it was my last performance of Shrek the Musical as Papa Bear. I raise my furry fist to this day. Stand up.
Cool, what,
if you see something, say something. I was 17 and I was getting ready to go to my high school to do the performance. Yeah. But my mom was like, I can't get in touch with Dee Dee. And that's what we called Mary Bible was Dee Dee.
Her 7th name. Mary Bible Webb. Flores. What was that?
Flores. So my mom says, we can't get in touch with Dee Dee. I'm going to go over to her house. And I'm like, we've been through this so many times before. Because, one time we went over there, I had to throw rocks at the window, and my mom was throwing a tennis ball that was just in the front yard at her window. And we stood out there for 30 minutes, and she came down. Her hair was straight up like Cynthia from Rugrats, like the doll. And she was wearing this robe with just, it's drooping and, just her black, shiny-ass bra. And she was like, what? She said, I'm sick.
Why did I think you were about to be like, and her black tits? No, I know. I would have been like, she had to get a mastectomy. The only boob. The only boob they could find in the hospital.
Her black tits.
And she's like, I'm sick. And so we just went home. But, flash forward back to... I'm sick.
Can't you say I'm sick?
Skater!
I was watching that girl from SNL, blanking out her name. She was doing an Allison Janney, and I was like, you know what you need to do to pull her out. Skater!
You want more pie? Mini?
8. Okay.
Anyway,
yeah,
we can't quote the help on this podcast.
Would hate that. Would hate that to come out.
Every single time, too. I swear it's been on the last 3.
Wait, no, as you said that, I was like Raven Simoning. We have.
Hold on, we have to get through Mary Bible.
Uh-oh, did that shape me? I didn't mean for it to.
It did me. It was iconic.
So
yeah.
Dee Dee ain't picking up, and y'all had gone over there before.
Yeah, and so flash forward back to Shrek the Musical, and then we had the show, got to see my family. Dee Dee's not there. My mom later tells me, your grandmother pulled a gun on me tonight. So my mom goes over there and, ringing the doorbell, knocking, nothing. Ends up calling the fire department. They break down my grandmother's door. So as soon as you walk into the house, there was this stair, staircase right here with a banister and a little part of the hallway upstairs that looked over.
Yeah.
But there were just rails so you could see through it.
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm with you.
The fire department comes in. They see Mary Bible sitting up there, tits out, bushed up.
I picture her 3 to 4 bars apart, legs out either one.
They see her.
Hey, boys!
And so my mom walks in, and she goes, "Ma," and then she goes, "Cynthia, Cynthia." And
are the firemen there too?
I think they were waiting outside.
That's fair.
And
your mom's defusing a bomb.
My grandma just keeps going, "Cynthia, come here." And then she goes, "Come here, fat girl."
I hear that in my head 3 times a day. I hear that in my head minimum 3 times a day. Come here, fat girl.
What's so fucked up is that I have really reclaimed that in my own life and applied it everywhere. And when I'm at the gym, having a hard time getting through something, I promise you someone has heard me at least twice, thrice. Going,
No.
It's so good.
Me and Pilates, I'm like, come on, come here, fat girl.
My mom hears a noise. My grandma had a gun. She wanted to shoot my mom. And so then the fire department comes in. I guess gun disappears. I don't know where it went.
Probably had to disarm her.
It used to be under Matthew's pillow when he was sleeping over. He reached under one night and goes, Dee, what's this? She goes, that could blow a hole in you this big. Don't touch it.
You're laying there like, when is it? I can't see because you're laying on your one good eye. What is it, Matthew? Come on, let me see it.
They carry her out naked on a bed sheet, and under her body, what'd they find? A bag of pills. That woman was high as hell.
Under her body? So she had a... Was it hiding under her?
Yeah. And then, like, we got left with that bag when she died. And when I tell you, I'm not even slightly kidding. I remember it so clear.
A gallon size?
It's a huge bag filled with all loose pills.
Oh.
And that bag had been there since 1980 something.
It's every pill she should have taken over your mother's entire life. Leading to the point of the gun.
Bipolar medication, every single other mental illness.
I've been medicated. Y'all are both blind. No. Oh my God.
And then they took her to the hospital. Next night, the four of us, me, Matthew, Dee Dee, and my mom went to Red Lobster.
That's where we all go to make
No,
friends.
so your mom says, after you're done being Papa Bear, final bow, your mom, where did y'all probably went to dinner as a family, or no?
No, I think I went to
Cast party.
a cast party.
Oh my God, duh. And the next night, and your dad said, I'm not fooling with it. Why wasn't he there?
When I was very little, my grandma had called the house, and she goes, "Where's Daniel?" And my dad answered the phone, and no, my mom answered the phone, and then in the back, my dad said, "I'm drowning him in the bathtub."
That's so serious to Mary.
And she went ballistic. And then that carried on for years. And like they would have like this like
that's so insane. I believe it.
It was literally like frenemies. Like they would joke at each other all the time. And then my dad would accidentally call her like he called her bitch on the phone.
Oh shit.
And crazy bitch. And so she would start signing his birthday card CB. and then like he called her like Mustang Mason or something, and she started signing everything like that too. Crazy bitch. Literally. I am my father's son.
Time it turns.
I missed the stage.
We were so good when
I
we
had
were
to
bad.
get on the stage last night at Theater Memphis to like help.
How'd you go on the stage?
No, I was told to get up on the stage.
I'm saying I would be up there.
And I felt different. I started acting different.
Did it come back to you?
Yeah.
No, my stage.
I'm
not even fucking kidding.
We've lost him.
No, I'm not even kidding. That was not even a joke.
We lost him to the crowd.
That's so scary. My supervisor.
My stage manager.
My supervisor said, "Don't fall in that hole," and I said, "I'm not going to fall in the pit."
I was gonna say, I know what she was talking about.
I said, "I've been on the stage." I literally said that.
Dan,
I felt different yesterday.
If we were doing this on a stage,
put the fear of God in them.
Break my soul, Lord. That would change me.
Ain't no grave can hold this body down.
Ain't no grave. I'm glad that we have mics right up here so that
the way you turn your
It's so funny. I don't know why it's doing this because Clara really isn't that loud.
No.
Like, Clara, speak really quick.
La la lee, la la la.
Now I want Dan to speak. Like,
I have
so much
I have a higher pitch, and also should I move mine down? Mother Mary, and more like Mother May I. Did you guys see that Shannon Beveridge has a new lesbian lover, Becca Moore?
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Okay, so
Becca Moore.
I was thinking about this on my way to work today, and if you lined up Cammie, Fletcher, Becca, Becky, they all have the same, like, they're all gorgeous. But yeah, no, I totally see it. It's like, I don't know. But yeah, they're together. And I was shocked because I was almost muting. Yeah. With like a lot of different little, like she was calling, Becca was saying Sam, and she'd been popping up on my timeline again. And I was like, huh? Because I like stopped engaging once. She's funny. She was funny. And then male centric. And then when she started talking about, she was popping up talking about a new guy named Sam. And I was like, why would I literally want to hear about another banker? Turns out it's because it's Shannon Beveridge, and they were like just.
Her last name is Beveridge?
No, I think that's her.
No, that is. It's just, it's pronounced that way, but it's not spelled that way.
Beveridge.
Oh.
It's like Bevridge.
Yeah, Shannon Beveridge.
She could get a lot of good branding from that.
She has released, she's really selective with her stuff, which is why I kind of want to buy one of her hats. I was thinking about that in the shower. We're married to the Bible of our past.
So true.
So true. The straight phase, the gay straight phase. And we always touch on it, but it's like never ending cornucopia of what the fuck was I doing? Like scared child, judgmental as fuck preteen, you know, graduating from there. Yeah, what did your grandma do at graduation?
No, we have to go back to
I kind of would.
Okay, maybe I can cut this and like we can put it.
We haven't really chit-chatted. We can make this the ending to Mary Bible, and then we can get back into it.
And then if we liked anything from before, we can do it.
Yeah, we can finagle.
At my high school graduation, I remember
she hated your diva shine. She wanted to take it.
I got up on stage. I remember we were all standing up there, like on like the little bleachers or whatever. And then my Bible teacher, who was like leading the ceremony, was like, "Someone's gotten to a wreck outside." And
what Harry Potter character?
I'm not kidding.
Your Bible teacher?
Sounded just like that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I mean,
Bible
at least I think my impression was good.
All looked like cotton swabs to me.
What?
Does that not resonate?
I didn't hear what you said.
Bible teachers all looked like cotton swabs.
Sure did.
But we were praying, and the whole time I was like, Dee Dee.
No.
I could feel it. I knew it.
That's MD out there.
And then that's
she has...
CB. That's
Mustang
CB
Sally. Right, Sally. I get weirder with beer.
My grandma comes in when we're all out, like in the lobby for like the reception after graduation.
She's missed the whole thing again.
Oh, she came out with my family.
Okay.
Leopard print shirt, hot pink lipstick.
As she should.
Little black capris and her black trademark slip-ons.
Hell, I'm getting why the school bus driver was looking at her.
With her pantyhose, like all wadded up right here.
Oh.
Right there.
It's giving Annie.
But hair everywhere. Because she had this, like...
What was her hair?
Bleach blonde, curly, like, poofy, permed hair.
So you're telling me she was electrocuted because
she
how else?
It was just like all over the place, more than usual.
Yeah.
Like usually, like she looks like she had been in a car wreck, but this time
hard to tell.
You could really like this woman got tore up out there.
Wait, were you also
her car was
wearing
totaled.
leopard print
when I crashed?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's with us now.
Here she is. She's coming in. Not yet.
She's here.
Esteban Julio Caramatoya Ramirez. Whatever. Or whatever it was.
Mira Dolores, you're the best about the Bible.
Oh, I love that.
I would watch.
Come here, fat bro.
Her head just starts. Woof, woof, woof. I picture her levitating a little, crotch out.
And so we come out. My grandma's there looking crazy, and she's like she never put her purse on her shoulder. She would just carry it, strapped, just dangling, and she was like, "Congratulations!"
It's crazy for such an unmedicated woman.
Oh, I know. She did
out.
Did so well looking back. And then I was like, "Was that you in the car wreck?" Total her car.
What kind of car?
It was.
She shouldn't have been driving.
No. It starts with an I.
Icarus.
Oh, Impala.
No,
Tame.
IB.
IBM.
Avis.
What?
International Bureau.
No. It's Zuzu.
It's getting further and further from
Look up a Zuzu car. IZUZU.
Your mom was like, please put her in anything that's more of a golf cart than a car.
I'm pretty sure it's in a Zuzu. And the girl in front of her decided that she was going to put on lotion. And for some reason,
me this wasn't
slammed her
crazy
brakes.
ass grandma pulled a gun a week ago.
But she slammed into the back. No. Yeah, she slammed into the back of her, and then my friend at the time's dad slammed into the back of my grandma.
Oh.
And so
she made his pockets hurt. I
and
thought.
we were sitting right next to each other at graduation because his H and K, and so I had no idea that we were sharing this moment together until we got out there.
Isn't that crazy how life is so serendipitous?
And
how do we bring this home? I guess
The hub.
Small school.
We come from a small hub.
I already dropped it when you're peeing.
I go, okay. All that to say, we come from.
Take two.
A small hub.
All that to say, we come from a small hub.
I didn't know you were. I knew you were looking at me like I should be talking to. More. All that to say,
we come from a small hub.